Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's class is called Root to Rise. So we will be working today on grounding, and then from that grounded place, finding some fun, balancing, flowy sequences. So you just need yourself today and some place to move, maybe a couple of yoga blocks if you know that you like to practice with them, and whenever you're ready, let's get into it. We'll start from Sukhasana. So find your way here to a nice, easy, seated position. You can rest your palms into your lap or on your thighs, facing up or down, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then let your eyes start to fall closed. Right away, bring your awareness to the rooting of your sit bones. Feel your pelvis anchoring. Feel the weight of your knees as they surrender to the force of gravity. And for a couple moments, just shift your energy more downward, more into your body, coming away from the brain-bound space where we spend so much of our time, and settling into the physical sensations, feeling through the lower part of your body, the space below the neck. And notice here all your different kinds of sensations as they arise. Just letting everything be as it is. We're not trying to change anything right away, except maybe just to explore how deep you can feel into each sensation. Now, as much as you're pressing downward into the earth, start to lengthen, rooting through the sit bones so that you can rise up through your spine. And it's like your vertebrae are lighting up one by one energetically. Keep your shoulders dropping down your back, but lift up through the very top of your head. Let's stay here for a couple more breaths. You can start to find Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice, in and out through the nose. Allow the breath to mirror this idea of rooting and rising. So every inhale breath has an energetic lift up the length of your spine. Every exhale breath, it's like water washing down your back body and then soaking back into the earth. Full breath in. Full breath out. Blink your eyes open or keep them closed. With your next inhale breath, circle your arms wide and all the way up to the sky. Look up to your thumbs. When you breathe out, send your right fingertips out wide beside you. Lengthen up through your left side and then arc over toward the right. You can bend into your right elbow. Maybe bend into your left elbow and catch the back of your head. Lean back. Full breath in. Breathe out along the whole left side of your body. Inhale, press down, come up through the center, and exhale, left fingertips down and wide. Right arm goes up, and then take a little arc over toward the left. Catch the back of your head in your right hand, and feel the breath traveling into the right side. One more inhale, and exhale. Breathe in, press down, rise back up, and start to find your way into a tabletop position, climbing onto the hands and the knees. Spread your fingers and really anchor into the earth through all 10 of your finger pads, like you're trying to claw the mat or pull your fingers toward the center of your palms. Let's start with some rib cage circles. So the next time that you breathe in, allow your ribs to soften toward the earth. And then glide the rib cage toward the right, squeezing the left side of your body. Now press straight down into your palms, round your upper back like you're puffing the back of your heart toward the sky. And then glide your ribs toward the left, closing off your right side. Going again in this direction. Move with your breath. One more time to the right. I like to inhale at the bottom and then exhale as the ribs are closing, compressing the air out of the belly for that rounded shape at the top. Go ahead and reverse your circles. Just take a couple the opposite way, feeling with every part of this revolution that there is something that's expanding and something that's contracting. Start to neutralize through the middle part of your back. Now circling through the hips. So swing your pelvis toward the right side of the mat. Then begin to curve the tip of your tailbone toward the sky, creating a little arch into the low back. And then hips glide to the left. And finally tuck your tailbone underneath of you, but lift your pelvic floor. Again to the right. And these circles can just be whatever feels good in your body. If it doesn't match what I'm doing exactly, that's totally okay. Go ahead and switch directions. Couple circles to the left, just waking things up through the whole body. And then neutralize. Tuck your toes behind you. Take a breath in to prepare. When you breathe out, float your knees and lift your hips all the way up and back into down dog. And then here, really focus on rooting downward for the first couple of breaths. So grip the mat with your fingers and with your toes. Press deeply into the earth like you're trying to stretch roots from the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet all the way down. From there, begin to rise up the energy lines, pulling the breath back up through those roots to the arms, to the legs, through the spine, to the tip of the tailbone, lifted a little higher in space. And as you breathe here, if you want to move around a little bit, explore, you are welcome to do that. Let your breath get even deeper. And let's stay one more full round. Inhale. And exhale. With your next breath in, look forward to the top of your mat. When you breathe out, travel to a ragdoll fold. Feet, hips distance apart-ish. Bend your knees quite deeply. Let the belly and the chest rest over the top of your thighs, and then drape your spine, really heavy. So you're just dropping here. You can rock or sway side to side. You could find some kind of arm variation if you like, or just let the arms hang. Up to you, whatever's feeling good. Imagine the soles of your feet are melting straight down to the earth. One more breath here. Now release any arm variation if you took it. And then when your next inhale breath comes, find a halfway lift through the spine. Send the crown of your head straight forward. Lift up through your thighs as your tailbone glides back. When you breathe out, compress through your core and come into a fold, using that core engagement to go a little deeper. Next breath in, halfway lift, stretch through your spine. Exhale, bow back down. Chest to the thighs, crown of the head reaching to the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. This time when you breathe out, fingertips to the mat. Pick up your toes, turn them wide toward the top corners of your mat, then re-anchor your toes, bend your knees, and sink your hips low, finding Malasana. We'll just take a couple of breaths here. Your heels might lift, that's okay, or they can press down. Fingertips can stay down, or palms to prayer at heart center. Let your knees go wide. Let the creases of your hips soften and sink. And then let the breath travel up your spine so that it stays elongating, heart reaching to the thumbs, crown of the head up to the sky. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale here. Draw your arms beside your ears if you can. And then when you breathe out, lift your hips, folding forward, bring your feet back to parallel, toes to the top of the mat. Press into the big toes, squeeze through your core and round all the way up to standing. Go so slow, one vertebra at a time, stacking onto the next. Be in no rush to get where you're going. And then finally, let your head come up at the very top. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Press into your feet. Next inhale breath. Stretch your arms wide and all the way up to the sky. Pause here. Feel from your waistline down that you're anchoring. From your waistline up, grow taller and longer. Then breathe out, palms to prayer, heart center. Soften or close your eyes and pause here to consider some kind of intention for your practice today. Maybe along this theme of rooting and rising. Maybe there's something in your life that you want to create like a stronger foundation in, establishing more stability, so that you can expand into more space and freedom. Full breath in. Full breath out. Eyes open, palms down. Breathe in, reach up, look up. When you breathe out with a long spine, dive all the way down. Uttanasana, forward folds. Next breath in, halfway lift, crown of head forward, tailbone back. Breathe out, place your fingertips to the mat. Pick up your left foot, step it all the way to the back of your space. Have your feet about hips distance apart. Keep your back knee lifted. Next breath in, press down and rise to standing in a high crescent lunge. When you breathe out, settle a little more into the anchoring, the rooting of the feet and the legs. Then hug in through your waist and try to stretch the energy out past the tips of your fingers. Deep breath in. When you breathe out, twist your left fingertips forward and your right ones back. Feel as though you're trying to lift your ribcage away from your pelvis. And then every exhale breath, drawing the left ribs more in the direction of the right ones. Shoulders relax. Full breath in. Full breath out. Now look towards your left fingertips. Take a breath in and lean forward toward them. When you breathe out, place your left palm to the mat and spin your right fingertips up to the sky, finding an easy twist. Follow your fingers with your gaze. Draw your shoulder blades together behind you. Take a deep breath in. When you breathe out, circle your right fingertips to the mat. Start to drag back on your hips until your right leg comes towards straight. Maybe peel your right toes off of the earth and fold into this pyramid variation. Take an inhale breath. Make a little wave through your spine, like a little ripple. Inner thighs back, crown of head forward. When you breathe out, just bow down, fold. One more time, inhale. When you exhale, either fingertips or palms to the mat. Press straight down, round your spine. Use your core to pick up your right foot and step back into downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Take a breath in, lift your heels, round your spine. Come all the way forward into high plank. Press the ground away from you. When you breathe out, keep the core engagement. Bend your elbows lower, halfway chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or maybe cobra. Rooting into the toenails, squeeze through your thighs, lift your pelvic floor, shine your heart forward. Exhale, belly button to spine, glide your hips all the way back. Downward facing dog. Next inhalation. Stretch your left leg high, three-legged down dog. Stack your hip and bend your knee. You can be still here or play through some circles to open and mobilize the hip joint, whatever you like. If you're taking circles, go in both directions. Then begin to square your hips again. With your next inhale breath, stretch high through your left toes. When you breathe out, float your right heel. Hug your left knee to your chest, then look to your left thumb and step there. Come up onto your fingertips. Angle your back toes out and sink your heel to the earth. With your next breath in, press down, rise to standing in warrior one. Now once again, rooting first, so feeling feet, all four corners of the feet, energetically digging down. Then from those anchor points, rise. Take a full breath in. When you breathe out, lift your back heel. Start to lean your torso forward. Press straight down into your left big toe and begin to glide your right toes up and back behind you, coming into airplane pose. Hug your shoulder blades together behind you and stretch in every direction. Full breath in, hug in through your core. When you breathe out, press down, rise to standing on your left foot and draw your right knee in toward your chest. Palms can come to prayer at heart center, one-legged Tadasana. Take a full breath in. And when you breathe out, eagle. So wrap your right leg over your left one, maybe threading your right toes behind your left calf, or you can kickstand. And then right elbow under the left one and bring your palms together in front of your eyes. Now, squeeze a little through your core, but get really melted through your shoulders and through your hips. Hug everything into the midline as though you've wrapped your body around a pole and you're trying to squish it. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Next inhale breath. Unwind, lift your right knee, stretch your arms wide. And then when you breathe out, just step right foot down beside the left. Breathe in, reach up, look up. Breathe out, Uttanasana, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Pick up your right foot, step it all the way to the back of your space, landing your toes. Squeeze through your right thigh. As you breathe in, press down and rise to standing in a high lunge. Sink your shoulders down your back. Just feeling a couple breaths here. Keep your back heel really lifted, really energized. Full breath in. And next breath out, twist. Right fingertips forward, left one's going back. The hips are staying square, so plug into your big toes. Pull your feet a little toward one another isometrically. Every breath in elongates. Every breath out, twist from your waistline up toward the left. Next inhale breath. Look to your right fingertips, reach them forward. When you exhale, right palm plants to the earth, left fingertips stretch up to the sky, coming into your revolved lunge, easy twist. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hug your outer left hip into the midline of your body. Take a full breath in, and then breathing out, left fingertips circle to the mat. Stretch your hips back. Maybe flex your left toes as your leg draws straight-ish, pyramid. Full breath in, full breath out. Next inhalation, catch more length through your spine. Next exhalation, see if you can shine your heart forward towards your left toes. Breathe in to prepare. With your exhale, either fingertips or palms to the earth, press straight down, round your spine, pick up your left foot and step back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your heels, round your spine, come forward into high plank, close your ribs. When you breathe out, lower halfway chaturanga from toes or knees. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, lifting through your heart. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Next inhale, breath. Float your right leg high, three-legged down dog. Breathing out, stack your hip, bend your knee, and just be still or explore circles here. Couple of breaths to play. With the next inhale breath, square your hips and stretch high through the tip of your right big toe. When you breathe out, lift your left heel, get hollow in your core, knee to your chest, and then step. Right foot, right thumb. Coming up onto your fingertips, angle your back toes out, sink your heel down. With the inhale breath, press down, rise to standing. Here we are in Warrior One. Sink into it. Let yourself get cozy here. Carving into the knife edge of your back foot. Keeping a little engagement of your low belly and your ribs together and down. Take a breath in. Breathe out, lean your heart forward, stretch your fingertips back, lift your left heel, slowly transition the weight forward onto your right foot, and then glide up and back into airplane pose. Let yourself calibrate. If it's a little wobbly, see how much you can root into the earth like you're a statue and you're glued down through the sole of your right foot. Let's take one more breath in. When you breathe out, press down, rise to standing, and as you do, hug your left knee into your chest, palms to prayer, heart center, one-legged Tadasana. Breathing in. Breathe out, eagle. Left leg over, left arm under. Thread yourself up in whatever way is comfortable for you. Find a point to focus your eyes and just enjoy a couple breaths here, sinking. If there's any sense of panic in the balancing postures, ask your body where you can relax, where you can find a little more ease. Just melt. Next breath in, unwind. Left knee to your chest, arms wide. When you breathe out, step. Left foot down beside the right, palms beside you. Breathe in, reach up, look up. Breathe out, palms to prayer, heart center. Next inhale, breath. Bend your knees, sink your hips low and back, and then stretch your fingertips up to the sky, coming into chair. When you breathe out, stay. Just sit a little bit deeper into the chair. Next inhale, breaths, press straight down into your right foot. Rise to standing there and draw your left knee toward your chest. When you breathe out, stretch your left leg straight forward. You can point or flex your toes. Take a breath in, squeeze through your thighs. When you breathe out, flex your left ankle, hook it outside of your right thigh, let your knee go wide, and then palms to prayer, sink into a standing figure 4. Lift your heart to your thumbs as you breathe in. As you breathe out, relax your jaw and relax your hips, sitting a little bit deeper. Next breath in, press down, rise to standing on your right foot. Stretch your left leg straight forward and your arms up. When you breathe out, hover your left foot just an inch or so off the ground. Cactus your elbows, glide your left toes back. Come into airplane pose. This time option, interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Stretch your knuckles back and slingshot your heart forward. Take a breath in. Stay for your exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, coming down into standing splits. If the arms are interlaced, keep them interlaced. Test your balance. Just see how long you can stay and stay and stay. And then when you're ready, you can bring your fingertips down to frame your right foot. Drop your heart and drop your head. And then if you want to play with balance here, you can maybe take one or both hands to the back of your right calf and kind of pull up on it as you draw your nose toward your shin. Hips are square. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale. As you exhale, release any grip. Walk your fingertips a little forward. Just step your left foot down beside the right one and fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold down. Inhale, press into your feet, long spine, rise to standing, look up. Exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. Breathe in, chair pose, bending the knees. Shift the weight so far back into your heels that your toes lift as your arms reach up. When you exhale, sit a little deeper. Next inhale, press down, rise to standing on your left foot and hug your right knee toward your chest, one-legged Tadasana. When you exhale, stretch all the way straight through your right leg. Squeeze your thighs, full breath in. Breathing out, flex your right ankle, hook it outside of your left thigh, widen your knee, palms to prayer, sit low into your standing figure 4. Breathe in. Breathe out, melt down. Next inhale, breath. Press down, rooting deeply into the earth as you rise to stand. Stretch your right toes forward, arms up. When you exhale, float your right foot just an inch or so off the ground, hovering it. Cactus your elbows, lean your heart forward, stretch your right toes back behind you, airplane. Stay or interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Breathe in, stretch your heart forward. Breathe out, starting to bow into standing splits. Take your time, slow and steady. Not a race, not a rush. And then when you need your hands, you can release and bring your fingertips down, maybe framing your foot, maybe catching onto the back of your left calf. Really dropping the heart, dropping the head, and then energize up through the tips of your right toes. Plug down into your left big toe. Full breath in. Breathing out, look forward, softly step. Right foot beside the left, fold in. Separate your feet hips distance apart if they're not. Take a breath in and halfway lift. When you breathe out, bend your knees, sink your hips all the way down into a little squat, reach your arms up, and then sink your hips all the way to the earth. However you need to get there. Walk your feet a little bit forward. Next breath in, reach your arms up. When you breathe out, roll to lying on your back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing all the way down. Walk your heels in and try to touch your heels with your fingertips. Take a breath in as you prepare. When you breathe out, root into your feet. Roll up your spine, one vertebra at a time. Tailbone lifts first. Hips bridge up toward the sky. You could catch the sides of your mat and try to pull it apart. Or maybe walk your shoulder blades even more together underneath of you. Interlace your fingers and press the pinky side of your hands to the earth. Create a little energy between your inner thighs and a lifting of your pelvic floor in and up. Heart is stretching toward the sky. Feel the elongation of the hip flexors and the quad muscles. Full breath in. Breathing out, untuck your shoulders, roll back down slowly, vertebra by vertebra, anchoring to the mat. Once your sacrum lands, step your feet wide, about as wide as the mat. You can open the arms wide and just rock your knees side to side, windshield wiper action. If you want to stay longer on one side and breathe and then switch, you're welcome to do that. And then start to hug your knees into your chest. Compress yourself into a tight, tight squeeze. It's like you're trying to squish all the breath out of your body. Feel a little heat in your core as you draw your nose to your knees and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Full breath in. Breathe out. Shavasana. Arms and legs wide. Everything drops down. And then here, see how quickly you can become totally still. See how much gravity you can absorb through all of your bones and all of your muscles. Let yourself root all the way down to the core of the earth. And the only thing you have to do here is rest. Everything else, anything else on your mind, any distractions, drop them for now. It can all wait. Just taking these next couple minutes for you. Begin to call yourself back into your body just by feeling all the points of connection between your skin and the earth. And then start to deepen your breath. And as you do, imagine that energy is rising up from the earth and being infused into your body. Start to wake up your fingers and your toes. When your next inhalation comes, let it create a long body stretch. Arms reaching all the way back, toes forward. And this can be, it doesn't have to be symmetrical. You can kind of wiggle into this stretch. And when you're ready, roll to a side for fetal pose. Knees into the chest, resting your head to the arm, melting here. Press down and start to find your way up to Sukhasana, closing the practice just where we began. You can keep your eyes closed or just find softness in your gaze. Let's have the palms facing up to the sky and sink into the anchoring of the sit bones. Just take a couple of breaths here, seeing how much you can feel the rising of energy with your inhales and the rooting, the grounding with your exhales. Notice any effects of this theme, this rooting and rising action on your body, on your mind. And then draw your palms to prayer at heart center. Keep this intention with you, whatever your intention was, as you move into your day ahead. Just take one final breath. Inhale fully. Exhale, let something go. Lift your heart and bow. Chin to chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking some time to move and breathe with me today. I hope that this practice was grounding and energizing for you. And if you have any thoughts, questions, anything, leave them in the comments below. I love to hear from you. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you can do that down below as well. You can also join as a monthly donation member. Both of these really help to support me. I hope you have a great rest of your day or your night, and I will see you soon in another class. Bye.